Everyone, my name is Laura and this is my content explanation video. My next generation science standard is construct an argument supported by evidence for how plants and animals, including humans, can change the environment to meet their needs. And the core idea that we're going to discuss in this lesson is things that people do to live comfortably can affect the world around them, but they can make choices that reduce their impact on the land, water, air, and other living things. Some alternate conceptions that students might come to school with are that plants don't change the environment. Students might look at a plant and think, how could this little plant change my environment? What could it do? It just, grows in one spot. They might not make connection between tree roots breaking the sidewalk as the plant changing the environment. Another misconception is that animals don't change the environment. They also might not even include themselves as an animal that changes the environment to meet their needs. Finally, another misconception that students might have is that trash just goes away. I use something, I put it in the trash, and then I don't think about it anymore. I don't think about where that goes or how that impacts the environment. So some examples we have here are tree roots breaking the sidewalk. The tree needs to grow and it's going to do whatever it takes to change the environment to meet its needs. So it's going to break the sidewalk so that it can meet its needs. Another example is pollution, humans polluting the earth. Where does our trash end up? In the oceans, the side of the road, polluting our rivers. And those are kind of negative side effects of impacting the earth, but there's also positive things that happen as a result of changes that we make. And people planting trees is a positive impact on the environment. Squirrels digging their nuts. An interesting fact I found from Bob Hershon is that gray squirrels hide their nuts in the forest and forget where some of them are, and that results in several trees being planted every year. So there's both positive and negative things that we can do to impact the environment around us. The hands-on manipulatives that we'll use during this lesson are a mock campsite that I'll set up during our Explore lesson, and students will go outside and interact with the mock campsite, maybe have their snack outside so they can see when they finish their little snack, where does my trash go? What do I do with it? What will happen to the environment around me? What else do I notice about the environment around me? What are the birds doing? Have they created a nest? What did they use for the nest? Are there any tree roots disturbing the area? What did I have to do to make this campsite comfortable for me? For more manipulatives, during our explanation lesson, we'll use various items, plastics, metal, food scraps, and they'll handle and observe different objects to determine if they will decompose or not. One lesson that I did find during my research was really cool. It takes some planning. About a month before the actual lesson starts, you'll go outside and bury various things like plastic, a metal can, and different food scraps. And then during the lesson, a month later, you'll go back out and dig up those items, and then students can really see for themselves, okay, the food decomposed, it's become part of the earth again, but the plastic didn't change at all probably, and besides being dirty maybe, and our can pretty much stayed about the same too. So that's why it's important for students to build those concepts and make connections between why it's important to recycle and why it's important to consider the impact that things that we use will have on the earth. I have two technology resources that I'll use during the lesson. One is SciShow Kids. They have an amazing assortment of science videos for kids. This one is on recycling, of course. It'll really get kids interested and excited to learn about recycling. They use puppets. The lady is super excited to explain science concepts, so I really like this resource. And then I also have Brain Pop, which is an interactive website, and they have videos there, and the screenshot here is of an interactive game where you pick up and clean up a park, and then you advance through different levels. You do have to pay for full access to Brain Pop, but I know my own kids at school, they use Brain Pop, so it might just be something that is available to schools, and it can be used in the lesson. And here are all my references. And that's it. Thank you very much for watching my video.